Morning. I am just about to start watering the garden, and I wanted to do a little check-in on the dahlia patch. Today is a day that I'm going to be cutting the dahlias, so I thought I'd show it to you in its kind of glory right now. But look at this cute bee. Wait a second. Sleeping. I've been seeing frogs in the dahlias too. Maybe we'll see one this morning. Anyway, here it's kind of bright. Let's see. Here's what we're looking like this morning. I harvested a couple days ago, maybe like 3-4 days ago. There we go. And I've got my strawberry cream. Just strawberry cream, I cannot get over how just prolific. It's just gangbusters. I mean, I can pick a dozen flowers every couple of days. Here is the dahlia that I have fallen in love with. This is new to me this year. This is Tyrell. I've talked about Tyrell a couple of times, but what a beauty. Look at this one. This is in its full, like, needing to be deadheaded stage, basically. But look at how closed the center still is. This is a bloom that's been on here for almost a week. I've just been kind of monitoring to see what it, I want to see what it looks like as it matures, you know? But yeah, it's like all the way petals to all the way back. Still has a closed center. Amazing. Here's Labyrinth. This is new to me. This is one that I've been extremely excited to grow, and I do love it. It's beautiful. It's deep. I have to get to know it a little bit better. It didn't take my heart as quickly as Tyrell did. And it's interesting because Tyrell is very similar, just a different color palette. Anyway, so lots of Crichton honey. And the thing about Crichton honey is that at least mine has a very open center. Every single one of them has a very open center, and I was really disappointed in that at first. Like the first year I was just like, well, maybe it's just growing in the wrong spot. So this year I planted it in a different spot and it's still doing it. So I think it's just the tuber that I got. It's just reverting back to its kind of, you know, ancestral state, which is to be more open-centered. And I was kind of like upset about it, and it doesn't have the strongest attachment either. And so I went through a little tantrum and was like, I'm just gonna cull all of these. I'm not into it. But the thing about flowers is you kind of have to get to know them, and you have to use them in the vase. You have to like put them into your life and see what the relationship is. And I have to say, like, this is beautiful. Look how beautiful. I don't mind now. It doesn't affect the way they last in the vase either. Like, this is the way it's supposed to be. Although I do see growers growing Crichton honey that don't have open centers, and it's gorgeous. So I might get another tuber to plant, but that's pretty delicious. Once the pollen starts to pop, then you know it's time to cut it for sure, because you don't want your tubers to be putting energy into seed production. You want to get more tubers, unless you want to get seeds. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. There's my mystery red. So beautiful, very hard to photograph because of the way it bounces light. Cafe au lait, just looking luminous and beautiful. My jungle downstairs there is getting a little wild, but we're harvesting a lot of cucumbers and zucchinis, that's for sure. Okay, anyway, the thing I wanted to update you on is the 2 tubers that, you know, I had talked about in previous videos that were like I was giving up on. One of them was Linda's baby, and that's this one right here, which is completely recovered, like just going gangbusters, tons of buds. Hasn't bloomed yet, but lots of buds. This is my breakout down here. I mean, it's very healthy, right? Looks really healthy, but I'm not gonna let this one bloom this year. If it puts out buds, I'm just gonna cut them off, because I really am hoping for some tubers so I can try again next year. And I do not want this plant to have to put any energy into making flowers. It's just too far behind, but it's really healthy, and I'm willing to wait. I have a lot of beautiful dahlias that I can enjoy, and I really would like to grow this one successfully, so I'm going to just pinch any buds that come, because it's too late in the season, in my opinion, for it to be putting energy into flowers. So that's the update on Breakout. And plus, look at how close it's planted. That was dumb of me. Like, I really need to plant these farther apart. Every year this happens to me where I think I gotta fit as many in as I possibly can. They can handle it. You know, it's like, I think it's maybe 8 inches away from its neighbors. Too close, Colleen, too close. And some of these are just bushier than others. Like, I mean, Labyrinth needs a good 2 feet between it and another plant. I have 3. I have Labyrinth. I have Bracken. I think this is Bracken Palomino, and I have Tyrell, and they're all in this like really tight space. Sorry if I rotated the camera and that didn't translate to you. Anyway, there's Labyrinth. This is Bracken Rose, which is really, really beautiful. It's very difficult for me to get a good image of it. I need to get to know this dahlia a little bit more, but the thing about it is that it's got this tubular petal shape. The back side of it is this beautiful kind of pale magenta, and the inside of the tuber petal is just this pale pink, and the effect that it gives is very kind of smoky, which is not translating very well here, but it's very beautiful in person. Maybe I can get it better on this one. Anyway, that's a really beautiful one. And then this one, check this out. This is La Luna, and it's enormous. Look at this bloom. It's huge, which, I mean, it's very stunning. I love it. I bought this one for Pete because he loves yellow. I'm gonna be exploring some other yellows. I'm growing a Bracken Sarah, and that one I'm expecting to be yellow, but it hasn't bloomed yet, so I can't say. I don't particularly love to grow the huge dahlias. Just, I find them difficult to put in arrangements. They just are incredibly thirsty. They're hard to keep hydrated. They're really high maintenance if you want to pick them and put them in a vase. But it's pretty spectacular. It's pretty spectacular. More Crichton honey. Got a lot of Crichton honey. I had high hopes for her, and this is a really good example of how an expectation can influence your experience in a way that kind of blinds you. The expectation for me with this one was for a closed center, and the fact that it didn't have a closed center really influenced my judgment of how beautiful this dahlia is. I'm really loving this one more. The more I get to kind of know it, the more I'm really loving it. It's just such a beautiful dahlia. Anyway, so no frogs, I guess, in the patch this morning, but that's been fun. Oh, look, here's one that needs to be pinched. So see this little side bud? I missed this one. I'm gonna off. And then you can see I didn't get this one, so you want to pinch these. Normally I would get these way before they were already making like big buds, but you want all of the energy to go into this bud. These two side buds, they're not going to make a flower, you know, they're not going to bloom in time. Same thing with this one. I missed this one. There's a lot of this is called disbudding for those that don't know. And my bud that I'm going to disbud has another bud. Yeah, gotta take care of that. It just means that you get more energy to the one bloom that's actually going to produce a bloom. It has a longer, straighter stem. You know, it's just better for the plant overall to do disbudding. You get more blooms that way, more and better blooms. So anyway, that is the dahlia update. Look at this beautiful situation. You can hear the nuthatches are going crazy now. That's a sign of high summer for me. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna water and then pick dahlias today. Have a good day, bye.